everybody. Welcome. It's Thursday night. Welcome to the Cantina Happy Hour. Pull up a stool, grab yourself a drink, and let's talk about some Star Wars. I am your host, David. With me, as always, are my co-hosts, Debbie. Debbie, how are you this evening?
All right.
That bad, huh? It's almost Friday.
I know.
It's almost the weekend. And then we got a short work week next week.
I have a very short work week. I'm only working Monday and Tuesday.
Huh.
Nice.
Must be nice.
Be almost like a week vacation. Almost.
One of my coworkers is cutting out early on. She's cutting early Wednesday. So she'll have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday as well. So, but she's driving out to New Mexico, I think. So, which
I'm not going anywhere.
That's a long haul. So, also with us tonight is Andrew. How are you tonight, sir?
Doing good. Hopefully, I don't sound like I got helium.
No, you're good.
Oh, all right, good.
If you start sounding funny, I'll give you the sign. It'll look like this.
Then so I know to just unplug.
Cool. Well, what do we got tonight? What are we talking about? Star Wars? Of course. I've got to give you forewarn. I was watching Ironheart prior to coming on tonight, and if I flip into Marvel mode, I'm sorry, because Ironheart's fresh on my mind right now. But we're talking about, I don't even know what episode this is. I think
6 and 7.
Is it 6 and 7?
Mm-hmm.
See,
at least that's what I watched. So
I think for the Clone Wars, for me though, it's not a matter of what episode it is. It's more a matter of what arc are we on? What are we talking about? And
it's a droid arc.
It's a droid arc. It's not the bad droid arc, but it is a droid arc.
Well, I had issues with this one, anyways.
Oh, well, I had issues with this one too. This is again one of those first season jitter series of episodes, to where it's like, oh, this is just really hard to watch. A lot of it had to do with dialogue. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that she's calling everybody that she. This is one of the series of episodes why I don't like Ahsoka. Everybody gets a nickname.
Yeah.
And I it's Goldie, and I'm like, just stop.
She's 9 years old or whatever, 9 or 10. Kids do that.
I'm sorry, it's annoying to me. But then a lot of the battle droid dialogue in this one is just...
I found it actually kind of funny.
Well, yeah.
Well, that was actually pretty smart. Idiot. All right. Hey, I'm in charge now.
Yeah. See, that's the thing I don't like about the battle droids is as this moved on, and as we got into when we started off in Phantom Menace with the battle droids, they were just take them to the camp, Roger, and that's all it was. They were droids. But as episode 2 and 3 progressed, I mean, episode 2, you got a little bit of it with my body's not working, I must need maintenance, and because you got the head switched with C-3PO and all that other stuff. But then in episode 3, it was just they were more like sentient beings rather than, I mean, they're droids, they're robots, they're not sentient beings. Where and I think the one thing that screams to me is most of the stuff at the first of the movie. You stupid little astromech, or when he's telling Grievous, "Excuse me, sorry," he's pushing him out of the way, and it was just like, God, this is just horrible.
Well, but it's for kids, and I don't know if it's because people bitched about Jar Jar But his role, if you notice in the movies, his role is cut down considerably,
Diminished a lot.
and so you had to have something to bring in that comedic.
Mhm.
I think he had all of 3 or 4 lines in episode 2 and maybe just an appearance in episode 3. I don't even know that he had a line in episode 3.
I remember seeing him at the funeral.
Well, he was at the funeral, and he was at the very beginning. He was in the crowd of the senators after Palpatine is rescued. He was walking with Palpatine. So, but other than that, he wasn't in it. I mean, he was there, and that was about it.
And both Jar Jar's humor and the droid's humor, it's one of those things where when it works, it's pretty funny. And then there's other times where it just falls flat, and you're just like...
I think the problem I had with Jar Jar's humor, and you got it a lot during episode 1, was that it was overdone. Mm-hmm. There's humor, and then there's too much humor. And I think, and Thor: Love and Thunder suffered from that as well. I think it got to the point where it was silly. And honestly, too, when you had that one scene with Jar Jar in episode 1 where they're at the pod race and they're getting things set up and everything, and that thing farts on him, and he goes, "Ooh," and I was like, "Really, George?
Farts are funny.
Joke.
Come on,
a fart joke, George. Seriously, come on."
Kids think farts are funny. I think
that
funny,
was something.
I'm not even a kid.
That was something where George was writing the script, and he's like, "I gotta think of something funny." His little daughter walks in and says, "Farts are funny, Dad." And he goes, "Yes,
got it." But see, he had already used that trope though when they were walking into the town and Jar Jar stepped in the whatever when he stinky too. Okay, that's funny. Now you're overdoing it. You see what I'm saying? You get too much. Too much of a good thing is never a good thing. So it's a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there, kind of thing. Anyway, but this one is what do we got? We got Anakin doing his thing, trying to be the hero. Basically, gets shot down. What are they doing? They're looking for they're looking for like a listening post or something, right? What were they doing out there?
Looking for Grievous, of course.
Oh, of course.
But Anakin gets shot down, basically, and loses R2. Now, these are my two rants for the story arc.
Okay.
Some of the animation looked off to me. Like when he wakes up from being shot down, I don't know about you guys, but my screen almost went white.
It did. I think that was.
I was like, why is it so white?
That's the. I think that's the. It's an effect used to say, "Oh, he's waking up."
Yeah, but it was for that whole scene, and I was just like, and then the music, the rock music.
Yeah,
I hate that. I was just like, who decided to put rock music?
If you watch episode 3 in the very first scene where they're flying in episode 3, if you listen to that track, don't listen to it in context of the movie. Like pull out the oh God, I can't even think. The soundtrack, and listen to the soundtrack. Listen to just that opening sequence. And I've never heard John Williams do this before, but there is an electric guitar riff within that piece of music. You can hear the guitar playing. It's not real prominent. It's not rock and roll, but it is there.
Well, I mean, he uses that in the first one. He uses that kind of electric guitar sound when Zam is trying to kill, which it was all right. But I mean, the music that was in these two episodes was straight out rock and roll. I mean, it was rock music. I mean, when it even comes up in the,
I don't know where he went. I didn't touch it.
I must have offended him. I'm sorry. in the caption it says rock music.
Rock music plays.
And I'm like, why? It just throws me off.
Andrew,
I figured out what was wrong with my mic, and I fixed it, but then it made it to where I couldn't talk, so I had to get out and get back in. AKA Debbie's rant offended me, and I had to let it out.
That's what I
figured it was.
Yeah.
But somehow I returned, so you know.
But also too, and you know, I like, and this was one of those things I liked about Anakin too, was that he was so dead set on getting R2 back, and I think not because it was I have to get him back from a tactical standpoint. Like, you know, R2's got all of these maps and whatever else. Well, he's got all this intel in him, basically.
He's never had his memory wiped.
Yeah. But
I think Kenobi's like, get him.
I think it goes deeper than that, honestly.
Oh, yeah. It's a gift from Padme.
Because Padme, C-3PO was Anakin's. Anakin built C-3PO. And he took him, I don't know why he took him away from Owen and Beru, but you know what? Whatever. He made him his. So anyway, so C-3PO is Anakin's. R2 is Padme's. He came with the ship on Naboo. Well, they didn't, and I saw a theory about this, and I really liked it, so I'm going to go with it. They did not exchange wedding rings on Naboo when they got married, but they exchanged the droids, and the droids was the symbol of the. And so that would be like me losing my wedding ring, which I've done that before. I'm not gonna lie. I've thrown I actually threw it away. I know where it was. It landed at the bottom of a dumpster, but that's besides.
Threw it away.
It was just a little big for my finger, and I was throwing trash away in a dumpster, and it just kind of went with the trash. I felt it go off. I was like, "Oh!"
You didn't go dumpster diving?
Oh no! It's big dumpster, big deep dumpster. I would have had to. I mean, I probably could have got in there. Getting out would have been an issue. So, and it was a cheap ring anyway, so I'm not worried about it. I have my original wedding ring. It just doesn't fit anymore. It's just not.
I don't think I've seen any wedding rings in Star Wars.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Yeah,
must not be a thing. So they exchange gifts.
They exchange gifts. It's the
kind of
droids.
makes things just easier and cheaper.
So, and like I said, I like that theory, so I'm going to go with that as to why he's hunting so hard for R2. Plus, I mean, R2 at this point for Anakin has become
kind of a companion.
It's a companion, a friend. You know, it's
loyal, somebody he can trust thoroughly.
He's a dog.
Yeah,
R2's a dog.
Chewbacca.
Or Chewbacca.
Yeah,
Chewbacca in metal form.
Now, one thing that got me too was that they went looking for. Obi-Wan says, "Go look for him." They go looking for him. They find Anakin's ship where it's crashed. The ship is it's intact. It's not like it's unrecognizable. You know what it is, and it spins around, and there's a hole where R2 was, and you're like, "Oh!" And then you see Obi-Wan. Well, he must have been destroyed. I'm like, "How? The ship's intact. How is he destroyed?"
Obi-Wan don't care.
Come on, Obi-Wan. Let's
see. He just.
Those are attachments to him, or he considers them an attachment. So for him, it's not the Jedi way.
See, what happened is
we can
when
just
R2,
get a new one.
Obi-Wan's logic is R2 fell out of the ship, right? Got sucked into a planet's gravitational pull, got sucked into orbit, and blew up in orbit. There you go. Still doesn't make sense, but
no, it doesn't make sense at all. But whatever, it is what it is. But yes,
that's the logic a parent uses when a kid loses a toy. If it's not in the last place the kid remembered it, the parent's like, "Oh well, guess it's gone."
Guess it's gone. Should take better care of your stuff. So, anyway, and of course that Anakin goes off, and it's kind of the same thing that they did with the Malevolence when Anakin and Ahsoka went looking for Plo Koon, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're supposed to be looking for." I forgot what they were even looking for. We're supposed to be looking for something else. Oh, well, we are. We're just going to go look over here where they were.
I think it was
seen.
Grievous too.
Was it Grievous?
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's the carbon copy.
Because the Malevolence was a special ship that could wipe out a big ion
right
disruptor or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's all about Grievous.
But again, it's the same kind of thing where it's like, well, we're gonna go look for this listening station, but we're gonna go over here where R2 was. And they find the Trandoshan. I'm gonna say it right. Scavenger. Of course, you know he's got him. The guy looks shady.
Yeah. Oh, we have no R2 units here. Then he sees Anakin's credits. This way, sir.
Oh, of course. Come look over here.
Oh, yeah, we might have some in the back. Let me go check my inventory.
Yeah. And we get the IG droids, the assassin droids, which are always fun. IG-11 has made an appearance in The Mandalorian. Of course, you had IG-88 in the Empire Strikes Back. But you had the assassin droids, and we got to fight them. We did not have a. There was not a crummy line from Ahsoka in this one. Oh, she just wants not an R2.
This one, but next one.
She wants an R2 unit. I just can't stop her talking about it. And I can't. Would a daughter have one of these? No,
Yeah.
Nothing like that. Little girl have some of these.
Well, what cracked me up was that, I mean, every time Goldie would screw up, she just kept standing up for it. And I'm like, it's screwed up so many times. I would start thinking, there's wires crossed somewhere in his build, let's turn it in. But no, she just keeps,
Oh, you just need to treat him better. Oh, you just need to get to know him better. And I'm like,
yeah, I just wanted to smack her.
At some point, I would have said, there's something wrong with this droid, and he might need to be checked out because this might be a not necessarily a faulty droid, but definitely a
programming or something, because it kept doing the exact opposite of what they would ask it to do. So it's like, okay, programming's wrong. Send him back.
Yeah.
The Ahsoka line this week is not in this episode, but in the next episode, when she sees that Goldie is working with Grievous, she calls him a stubby little backstabber.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even Anakin.
Again, she's a kid. Come on.
Oh, I know. Just, yeah.
Believe me, when my kids were young, they said stupid things all the time.
Hey, I'm a kid. And I
did Grievous mention that? Did Grievous mention that Goldie was working for him? He might have brought it up.
Hey, Grandpa. Oh, jeez.
How you doing, Spooky?
What's up? But yeah. So
he just got back. He took a trip to Italy and toured where like Naboo is, where they filmed.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Have you posted pictures anywhere?
He has on his TikTok. It's just
okay.
Spooky Jawa. Yeah. Pretty
I'll have
cool.
to go look at that. I'll have to go look at that since I've been on TikTok a lot of as much as I have been today. So the Trandoshan basically double crosses him. Do we just look for you under Spooky Jawa at Spooky Jawa? Is that our? Because if so, everybody go over to TikTok when you're done with the show here and go look at Spooky Jawa's Italy pictures. It'll be fun.
Share and follow.
There you go. But anyway, of course, the Trandoshan kind of figures out what's going on with R2, and he falls to the hand of Grievous.
Yeah, because R2 keeps trying to escape.
Yeah.
And see what? Oh, okay, R2 keeps trying to escape. There were like 2 or 3 instances where he's caught him, like just roaming his ship. And I'm like, at what point do you put like a lock of some kind? Turn him off. Just turn him off.
Yeah, he should have just turned him off. Well, he had a restraining bolt on him at one point, and of course,
that means that don't mean nothing. That's you got to be there to actually stop him. But you can't if you walk away from him, he can still move around a little bit.
That's why I always had a leash on me when I was a toddler, because if you didn't,
I had to keep a leash on you at FanFest.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So it was like, where's Drew? Yeah.
But
well, and I think it's the next episode when he realizes that it's an R2 droid with all the information, and he tries to renegotiate with Grievous.
Yeah.
He learned real quickly that that's not how it works.
I want a bonus now. Or I want
it's like you do know who you're dealing with, right?
And honestly, too, I mean, and this is one of those things in movies where it's like you're dealing with somebody that very obviously is the bad guy. I mean, this is the guy he's part of the Separatists. Look at him; he looks evil. He looks like a bad guy. And you're going to try and cut a deal with him. One, you're going to try and cut a deal with him thinking, okay, this guy's going to pay me for my services, and I'm going to get away with all of his money. But then when you find out what he's got, you're like, oh, I want more now.
Mm-hmm.
One, I don't think you were going to get what you wanted in the first place. He very easily was going to kill you in the first place. And this is, that's one of those things in movies that I'm just like, you're dealing with a bad guy. What makes you, what minuscule part of your brain makes you think that he's going to honor his deal that he made with you?
Mm-hmm. If they don't pay first for the information, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get killed, or you're just not going to get paid. It's like,
because you're a loose end.
Right. Exactly. You know where Grievous is.
I want half up front, and then you can,
Mm-hmm.
But so he finds out what Grievous has, or what he has that he's giving to Grievous, and Grievous says no, kills him. They find the listening post.
What'd you like about it, Spooky?
What was your favorite part?
I was going to say, outside of some of the cheesy lines, I enjoyed these episodes.
I mean, they're...
Yeah, I like the storyline. It was just the music and
the Lord of the Rings
animation.
Waking up light thing,
Yeah.
Well, and some of the animation still looked off. Like the characters looked like they, I don't know, like they weren't finished, or not finished, but not cleaned up.
Yeah. There wasn't like a final.
The post-production wasn't done very well.
Yeah, it really threw me off. But I liked the storyline. It was just a few other.
Especially since R2 got to take care of. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Especially since R2 got to take care of Goldie.
Yeah. That's probably someone Chewie.
I was gonna say, looks like the cat's going crazy.
But yeah, as soon as Anakin woke up from that thing, I was like, Lord of the Rings. There's
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that's right. That's Return of the King right there is what that is. So,
that's a cool shirt, Debbie.
Oh,
I said that's a cool shirt. We can't really see it until you're standing up.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it?
One of my so-called vintage 1990s t-shirt.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, did you get it off Amazon, but apparently not.
Now I got
no. This is original. I mean, I bought it at Disney World.
Never mind.
Whatever one's in Orlando.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my Ahsoka shirt. Well, it's by Ahsoka. It's
I've got
technically
the
a
Millennium
Skywalker
Falcon on
shirt.
tonight, so
Nice.
it's just childhood stuff. So is this? Hang on, something's happening outside.
Oh no.
I don't know what that
Tornado?
was. No.
Thunderstorm?
No, it sounded more like
Tumbleweeds?
gunshots. That's what it sounded
Oh.
like.
It's going down.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Hmm.
Anyway, so childhood stuff. I'm assuming that this was one of those woke up Saturday morning and watched Clone Wars and.
Well, and Spooky, and I'm just going by because he was on Sith Dominion not too long ago, and he looks very young.
He's a
probably
younger
only
fellow.
like a year. I think he's only like a year, maybe 2 younger than me, if that.
Yeah, so he's young.
Oh. Finally,
And
I'm not the youngest anymore.
So he was pretty young when these first came out.
So, and again, we've got a situation where Anakin could have run into Grievous, but he didn't. And that's
because he doesn't meet him till Revenge. So
yeah, that's Dave Filoni
Yeah.
minding his P's and Q's
Mhm.
and saying, "Yeah, we can't let these two run into as much as we want to."
Were your ears burning, Spooky? Nothing but nice things. I was just saying you were very young, so you were probably really, really young when these came out.
Now, next Spooky's gonna say, "Would a youngling have these?"
Oh,
Nice.
yes. Yeah. Where was I? Grievous.
Grievous.
We don't run.
Anakin.
Yes, we don't run into Grievous, and there are many times, like I said,
which is why Ahsoka went after him.
Yeah,
yeah, and calls him Grandpa. You want a real fight? Something.
Why don't
like
you
that.
pick on somebody your own size? Oh, wait.
Well, and see, here we go. Some young kid thinks, she's all that, and
Mhm.
she knows about Grievous. She knows how dangerous he is.
Mhm.
And she's still just a Padawan. So it's just like, what makes you? Mace couldn't take him out. Obi-Wan hasn't been able to take him out. Anakin hasn't been able to take him out. So it's like, what made you think you could? A 9 or 10-year-old? Come on.
Although we did get a great Grievous line in this one too. Your lightsabers will make a fine addition to my collection. I was like, hey, he said the line. There it is.
Yeah, David was about to fall asleep, and he hears that line. He goes, "Oh, I'm awake."
Oh, what?
He's like, "Revenge of the Sith," Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, all in all, a decent episode, decent arc of
Mhm.
episodes. It was two episodes. Of
Mhm.
course, the heroes end up winning the day, blowing up the listening station,
Mhm.
and
R2 gets his revenge.
And R2 gets his
Mhm.
revenge. Now that raises another question. I'm going to ask you guys a serious question because I saw this on TikTok and somebody was ranting about it, and I'm like, well, you're an idiot, but whatever. So there's the line in A New Hope. I don't seem to ever remember owning a droid. Very interesting. And it's like, why didn't Obi-Wan recognize R2? And I think this episode maybe added a little to that because, like you said, Debbie, it's attachment and it's a thing. It's not Obi-Wan, but also Obi-Wan never owned R2. I don't seem to ever remember owning a droid. And then
Yeah.
he had R4 for, well, at least through, I don't know if he had him in Attack of the Clones, but he did in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did because his head got pulled off by the buzz droids.
Well, that was in Sith.
That was in Sith, yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, at the end of Sith, he had him in Attack.
He did. R4 send a transmission to the old folks' home.
Oh, yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Well, and of course, the only time he really has R2 is at the end of Revenge when he gives him off. He gives both C-3PO and R2 off to that guy that does whatever with him.
And that was Bale that did that.
Yeah.
But
So then so he doesn't see that's 17, 19 years?
19 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Due to ages like bajillion years, but whatever.
See, and that's one of those things too, to where.
But they have 2 sons, so.
That's one of those things too, to where I'm looking at. I look at that, and somebody says, "Well, why didn't R2 say anything to Obi-Wan?" And I'm like, "Okay, he gave them to Captain Antilles. He said, make sure the interpreter droid's mind is wiped, or the protocol droid's mind is wiped." Honestly, in 19 years, you don't think they're going to wipe the mind of the R2 unit as well, or just do them both at the same time? No, we're getting this one done. Might as well get that one done too.
Well, and 19 years is a long time, and if you live in isolation like Obi-Wan did on a planet, he's not going to remember a droid he never owned.
Yeah, I always see that. Yeah, and plus, even if he did remember R2. And you can make the argument, well, he was very familiar with R2, and yes, I get that.
Yeah,
he was very familiar with R2, but I'd never seemed to remember owning a droid. R2 beeps at him, and he goes, very interesting. To me, that says, wow, look at this. This droid has made a loop. How interesting. I recognize this droid. I know who this droid is. It's interesting that he is now falling back into the hands of Anakin's son. Anakin had this droid, and now he's falling back into Anakin's son's.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but so like how there's R2, R3, R4, they make multiple of those droids with that number, right? So who's to say there's not another droid somewhere that looks similar to R2 that he's going to be like, the name.
Yeah, I don't know if all the R2s are.
Yeah.
I just seen my typo. I'm gonna have to change that.
Oh yeah. Well, I know. I did. Yeah. I wasn't gonna say anything. Yeah. Oh, that's a possibility, I guess. That maybe he didn't want to give away. That's true.
I'm thinking that
I think either or is very possible.
I think he recognized he said, again, certain point of view thing going on right here.
Yeah.
Don't seem to ever remember owning a droid. That's fair. He never owned R2.
Yeah.
So that's fair. And then again, the whole very interesting thing to me screams, oh, he knows exactly who R2 is.
Yeah.
Because R2 was such a big player. So I know exactly who this is, and it's interesting that this droid is now coming full circle.
And even though, kind of like what Spooky just said, even though he's been watching Luke for 17, 18, 19 years, for that amount of time, he hasn't told anyone who he really is. So I think there's a moment's hesitation, or it's routine. He's just used to not telling people who he is. And an R2 unit, maybe, he recognizes R2 and he's like, oh, crap. No, I don't know who this droid is. And R2's like,
no, he said, oh, crap. Because he knows where that droid's been for 19 years. He knows that droid's been in the possession of Bale, and he knows what's about to happen. He's like, oh, it's about to go down now. I know what's about to happen.
I think that's the more realistic.
I still think I still like the idea of I'm gonna go with my thoughts. I like it's my show. I think it's very interesting that he made full circle. But what do I know?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go with the fact that yes, somewhere in the 19 years, R2-D2 probably did have his mind wiped. So
yeah, well, we know for sure 3PO did.
I don't think R2 ever did.
Yeah.
Because look, in New Hope,
Mm-hmm.
he still had Leia's. Oh, wait a minute.
He's been growing up with Leia.
Yeah.
He's been growing up on Alderaan. Oh, I say growing up. He's been living on Alderaan for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Because he's been with Captain
Never mind.
Antilles. You retract?
I know. We
retract my comment.
Yeah. Maybe right. You know what? It's very possible right before he went to live with the Organas.
No, because it makes no sense now. So.
Well, I was just going to say to where it fits with both of you is maybe right before he was sent with the Organas, his memory was wiped of what just happened, like with Revenge of the Sith and everything before, and he had a new memory with the Organas. So it's, and I'm sure, I don't know.
It wasn't part of the Organas, though. He was with Captain Antilles because even 3PO makes that. He says our last master was Captain Antilles.
That's right. Yeah. Who knows?
No, I don't think it was ever wiped.
I'm going to write a canon novel. I'm going to get it published by Lucasfilm, and it's going to say that R2 had his memory wiped. Just because 20 plus years of information is too much for a droid, and it was going to drive him insane. Oh,
well, hey, look what Star Wars Academy
found my premise.
Droids routinely got their memories wiped, or they developed kinks. Maybe not his full memory was always wiped, but maybe parts of it.
But think about it,
works, you know.
And this has been brought up, I don't know how many times.
Mm-hmm.
Anakin told him on Mustafar to stay with the ship. He never saw Anakin after that.
Yeah.
When he gets with Luke, he refuses to leave Luke alone. He won't leave Luke because he remembers what happened the last time he didn't go with his master.
Yeah, so I was reading this article. It said it was talking about how when it came to the 3PO and R2-D2, R2-D2 was better at keeping secrets. Obviously, it says while not canon, this came from the novelization of Revenge of the Sith. Because 3PO is a naturally chatty droid, it was wiped. It says it's that there's nothing that ever says his memory was wiped specifically. Because he has memories of Anakin and memories from the Clone Wars, so that would definitely wasn't fully.
Where does it say he has memories from the Clone Wars?
Because he doesn't.
Obi-Wan or R2?
R2. Because it says. Oh, where was that? Let me see.
Which book was this in?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
It's a novelization of Revenge of the Sith. Let me see. Like I said, it's I don't know how true it is. Yeah.
That's the one we're talking about, or that's the one we were talking about. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's the arc we're on.
I see. Okay.
Oh, look at this. After that point, memory wipes for R2 became more regular.
Okay.
I refuse to believe that. Just because it's my headcanon.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it's I think it's something where, well, let me ask this. When a droid's memory is wiped, can it be wiped in sections, or is it if you do a memory wipe, it's across the board?
Or is it like if you bring up your computer, I just want to delete that file.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Because if it's like that, that's entirely possible.
You could have, if that's the case, you could have R2 have his memory. We're just going to wipe the Clone Wars from R2's memory, so he has no knowledge of Anakin or Obi-Wan or none of that nonsense.
Because it's like R2 has all these like, in A New Hope, 3PO basically has no memory of how they got there, and R2 is like, I know like all this stuff. So, similar to clearing files on a computer. So that makes sense that he would. But
even on a computer, you want to format your hard drive every once in a while, just to
sure
clean out the bugs.
And David's like,
no, you don't.
Okay. So keeping core memories like past donors and basic functions, but forget important stuff like military secrets. That makes sense. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. Is that Yeah, he definitely had certain things wiped, but maybe not across the board.
Cool.
Oh, there you go. So how like 3PO gets his memory wiped, but he remembers all of the languages.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
6 million forms of communication.
Yeah.
Of course I know Babu Frick. He's my closest friend.
My best friend for all my life.
I don't care what anybody says about that
Yeah.
movie.
Babu Frick is
Babu Frick. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Babu Frick made the movie.
Mm-hmm.
All
But
right.
just think about it. If Rey is just 2 feet to the right, that knife doesn't line up. She just happened to walk right up to the right spot.
I'm telling you, that would have worked a lot better. I think we talked about this on Sunday. I think that would have worked a lot better if they would have said it's in a locked box on the old Death Star. This knife isn't the map to it. This knife is the key to open the box. You have to have the knife to put into the thing, and that'll open the box.
I just watched a War of the Stars episode on that earlier today, so it's fresh on my mind.
So
anyway,
you said we had a fan question today, Andrew. What do we got?
Yes, let me pull that up.
I think it was from Janae.
Janae, yes.
Janae.
I'm getting my producer to pull it up for us. My backstage producer. All right.
Cool.
So from Janae, her question is, what storyline from books or comics that you've read would you love to see on the screen, either live action or animated?
All of it. Animation, Clone Wars style.
I have many times said on this show, I think they need to do an animated series called Star Wars Legends, where they take the old EU novels and make them
like what DC does with their stuff.
Yeah. Just make movies.
That'd be great.
It would be awesome. And I'm sure you would shut a lot of the fans up too.
Oh yeah. And honestly, the funny thing about it is it would be, I would assume, pretty low budget, and I think they would make their money back even if it was just streaming.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't even go so far as to say we're going to make it computer animated. You could do, I mean, it doesn't have
Clone
to be
Wars style.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be
or Rebel style. Either one's fine.
Yeah.
So,
heck, even if they were like the Tales series, even if it was like a book that was like 3 20-minute episodes.
No.
Only if it was a single book. If
right.
If it was,
I'm
like
not talking about a trilogy.
No.
The trilogy would be the hour 15, hour and a half movies, but
hour
no,
15
I mean, like
for Heir to the Empire, hour 15 for Dark Forces. So
I
would go. I would say yes. Just create a show called. Just make a show. Make it a series. Star Wars Legends. Here it is. Episode 1, Heir to the Empire. Episode 2, Dark Forces Rising.
Yeah.
Throw Shadows of the Empire in there. Courtship of
Princess
Leia.
But the DC animated universe started. I mean, that's been going on for a long time. And look, there's some doozies in there, but a lot of times it's like, hey, this is a comic. There's usually an hour, 15-minute animated movie on it, and they usually use a lot of the same actors anyway. So you probably could make record a lot of it and then just put it all together.
Yeah, I agree with Star Wars Academy. There are a few books in Legends that don't line up.
Oh no! I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying
they're kind of stinkers anyways. But we're talking the books that are super popular and
give us
and you couldn't
like a Dark
it'd be hard to do the movie style because shit. What series is that? Fate of the Jedi. That's like 20 books long.
Right.
Well, Fate of the Jedi. You've got the new Jedi Order. It's all about the Yuzan Vong, and that one's God only knows how many books.
Well, even look at the High Republic.
Oh, that's the one that's 20 books long because I read that.
Yeah.
Series.
Look at the High Republic. Isn't that 20-something books?
I don't know. I don't think I've gotten through all of them.
I know there's several phases. Yeah, maybe not.
But
like
there's a lot of book storylines that.
Right. Well, think of it like what Marvel does with the comics. They have not adapted every single comic book run, but they do like the core stories or the popular stories.
Right.
Same thing. Yeah.
They could do like the Jedi Knight series. Those were kids books. Yeah, because
young Jedi Knights. Yeah.
Yeah, because I got those for my oldest son when he was a kid.
I loved those.
Yeah, and then once he was done, I read them.
Heck, even the Vader comics. Some of those, there's some pretty good issues in those.
But see, now you're rolling into that's canon stuff right now. I'm talking right. Now. If you were to do 2 episodes and do Dark Empire and Dark Empire 2, heck yeah, I'm all about that.
Geez, the High Republic between books and comics is over 24.
Yeah,
because I think there's phases, right? And there's like the adult and then like the kid.
Yeah, there's a kid. Yeah, it's not. It's.
I mean, I say kid.
It's a young adult. It's
young
adult. The young adult.
Yeah, but at least because I was reading the High Republic book. I couldn't tell you which one, but I thought I was buying the next one in the series because I read them on my Kindle, and I accidentally bought one, and it was a young adult novel. Novel, but it was the same story as the adult novel. It was just
I see, like
it was
toned down.
Yeah, it was readers.
So I was like, why does this story sound familiar? Why do I know it already?
It was told from a certain point of view.
It's just like,
those books. That'd be cool if they did some of the stories in those, the certain point of view that they've done for each of the original trilogy movies.
Yeah.
Or the Legends Tales of.
Oh,
books.
Yeah.
Which I never read those. And I just finished the Tales of the Empire book.
You got there was Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Mos Eisley Cantina, Tales of Jabba's Palace. And I want to say there was a 4th one, but I don't remember.
Well, there's Tales of the Republic. But I think it was Tales of the Empire, because I was so shocked. I was like, okay, I never knew Thrawn was a Mandalorian.
Oh.
I and you look at
what?
You look at the one for Tales from Jabba's Palace too. That one was one of those stories in there was Mara Jade, and she was she was a dancer in Jabba's palace when Luke assaulted Jabba's palace. So,
wow, Luke went after a dancer.
Yeah, I was floored because the character's name is Jado Cast or something like that.
Jada Cast,
and then it's revealed that it was Thrawn.
Except for the fact that was scrapped in the comic books because, again, one of my all-time favorite comic book lines was it was Boba Fett. I think it was called Twin Engines of Destruction, and basically you had this guy in this Mandalorian outfit whose name was Jodo Cast, and he was going around passing himself off as Boba Fett to get the higher bounties. Well, Boba Fett is fresh out of the Sarlacc pit, Dengar helping him, and he has his armor back, and now he, of course, is like, oh, no, you're not stealing my name, not my reputation, and he goes after him. It's a great series. I loved it. It's one of my favorites, but yeah, very awesome.
Yeah, I was just like, I just never knew he posed as a Mandalorian. That just blew my mind.
Literally blew.
Yeah, because like I said, I never read, because I read all the other legend books. I just never read the Tales of books.
I'm glad someone got it.
They're enjoyable. I mean, they're just it's like a collection of short stories. Let me learn how to speak.
Well, in that particular short story thing, because that's broken up into like 3 or 4 parts. Timothy Zahn writes some of it, and then one other.
Kevin J. Anderson, probably.
Well, I was thinking it was Michael Stackpore. Anyways,
it's possible. Yeah, they all.
Yeah, there was like 2 or 3 of them that was writing that particular storyline, but that was like the only one that was like part 1, part 2, part 3, might have been part 4, but at least from what I've run across so far, that was the only one I've seen that was broken up like that.
See, with the Jabba's Palace one, I think Zahn wrote the Mara Jade thing, but there was one like that was about the Rancor Keeper. There was one that was, I mean, it was just all these little short stories about characters that you saw in the background, kind of thing. So very cool. I wouldn't mind. Yeah,
definitely a lot of cool stuff they could do.
Anyway, there you go.
And it might, probably not, but it might satisfy some of the haters out there.
Oh,
no, they find some way they'd be like,
it might.
There'd be some, what they would be like, oh, that's not the right voice actor. Oh, that animation's funny, or oh, that's not what it looks like.
They needed to make this into live action, not an animated, not a cartoon.
It's like, dude, why don't you get out of your parents' basement? Right?
They're
get off of Reddit.
They're doing something. They're acknowledging it.
There you go.
With it.
Hey, it's like they say, bad engagement, still engagement.
Yeah, but I'm just getting so much fatigue from it. I'm over it. I'm tired.
Yeah. It's like, why can't you
bitching about it? Don't watch it. Watch something you enjoy. That is.
It's like, okay, this is Marvel. This is Marvel. But before, I think it was a day or 2 before Ironheart came out, people were going on to like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff and just review bombing it to where Rotten Tomatoes had to turn it off. And it's like, look, really, that's what you're spending your time doing, even if you don't like the show. Really? Like, I don't understand.
No, you're not.
And I don't know
because you like all that Star Wars stuff, so you're not a real Star Wars fan.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't know if those were the people that maybe had got early screenings of it.
Yeah. How do you?
Some might, but I know for like TV shows, you don't have to verify that you've seen it. You can just go on. So it's like, I don't know.
What they ought to do is have the critics, the professional critics, which they're not always right anyways, but let them go ahead and do their thing, but don't turn on the audience critics until the movie.
Yeah.
Well, until the show has been out.
Like a week. Give it a week. Give it 7
days. No, till the show's over. Screw them. Till the show is over.
Yeah.
And the movie, no audience score until a week after it's been out.
Because
you guys want to be assholes about it, then
and I haven't started the show yet, so I can't say if it's good or not. But it's like
what
Ironheart. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna go and just. It's like it's not like what is it? It's not hurting you. Like I mean, come on. It's just.
Yeah, if you don't like it, just don't watch it.
It's okay. I didn't like the Acolyte. I liked some things about it, but overall I didn't like it. I didn't review bomb it online. I didn't go like, oh, this is my personality. Like
we none of us like Resistance, and the only time we bomb it is when we talk about it and say how bad it was.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I hate Star Wars and Disney's ruining Star Wars because they made this one show that I didn't like.
And I don't watch it ever. I watched it once and I didn't like it, and it's not one I will ever hope to ever. I hope you never make us watch that.
In a couple years, once we finish, in 5 years when we finish Clone Wars, Rebels, we'll do Resistance.
No,
I'll be dead in 5 years.
No,
so.
we will not.
No, we'll go back and do Ewoks and droids. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
That's true, Spooky. That's very true. People.
I tell you what, I didn't watch the whole thing because they only had snippets of it on TikTok. But what's the name of them? I don't know if it's a group or if it's one person, but he had a bunch of people on the show, and they were. I don't know if it was the show or the trailer.
Very true.
Nerdrotic.
I think I've heard of them.
And I mean, it was. I'm like, I don't even know how you guys did not get flagged on YouTube, because some of the stuff they were saying, I was just like, okay, I watched all 3 episodes and it wasn't near as bad. I mean, they were making fun of the culture.
Well, it's something, and like what Star Wars Academy was saying, at the end of the day, I respect your opinion, whether you like something or not. But, and yeah, you can't control everyone with what they're going to do, but there's always like a line, like you said, Debbie, what they're doing over there. That's, you're no longer just saying, I don't like the show. This is what I didn't like. You're going too far. If you start to get like racist or whatever, it's like, and I don't mean like, I didn't like the show, so I'm racist. I mean like actually being whatever. It's like,
I mean, some of the stuff they were saying, I was just like, okay, I would never dream of saying any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You go find them on YouTube and watch that particular. I don't, like I said, I don't know if they were reviewing the last or the first 3 episodes, or if they were doing a trailer reaction, but I was just like, holy shit.
And I'm not saying if you don't like the show, you're racist. I mean, that's not what I meant, but you know what I mean.
I mean, if it's not for you, if it's not your thing, I forget what show we watched, and I was just like, it's just not my cup of tea.
We watched Visions. Visions is like that.
See, that's not my cup of tea. I'll watch it because we usually talk about it, but I would watch it anyways. And even if we didn't have a show, I would watch it anyways, because what is it? They usually have like 6 episodes or something
like that. Yeah.
Usually there's 1 or 2 that I kind of like, or, I kind of get it, but overall, no.
What I liked about
my cup of tea.
What I liked about season 2, even the episodes I didn't like, I liked that it was a different animation style for each episode. I at least thought that was cool, even if I didn't like the episode. It's like, if you don't like something, you don't like it. If you like it, you like it.
Here's ultimately what it boils down to, and everybody needs to remember this: opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and they all stink. Just say it.
And I'm the biggest asshole you'll come across. So
there you go. So there you go.
True.
Before we tear this up anymore, Debbie, what do we got shameless plug wise tonight?
Geek and I podcast. I have not heard anything, but I'm assuming Biscardi got his internet, and we'll have a show tomorrow night.
Hopefully, he doesn't run out of gas.
Yeah, right. Saturday, Geek Gauntlet. Monday, we will be covering the first 3 episodes of Ironheart over on MCU Mondays. Tuesday, I haven't heard anything about Sith Dominion. I think they're on vacation. We just had an episode of War of the Stars covering Rise of Skywalker, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I assume next Wednesday will be The Last Jedi.
No, they already did Last Jedi.
Oh,
it's gonna be it's a lore episode. I remember them saying that.
I saw his TikTok today on that for War of the Stars, and God, I'm so sorry I missed that, because I was telling him, I was thinking, man, I would have liked to have been on that show for the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, that was fun.
Sorry, I missed that.
Thank you, Spooky. So we'll be talking about the first 3 episodes of Ironheart on MCU Monday.
And we're going to be destroying it, because it's horrible, and
I haven't even started it yet.
Like I said,
I'm kidding.
It's really not that bad.
It may not. I haven't started it yet. Is it comes out on a Tuesday? We talked about it on Monday. I usually only have time to. Known as 3 episodes, I probably will only have time to watch it once. I'm gonna want to watch that on a Sunday or a Monday, so I don't forget.
Well, I'm watching it now, and I'll probably watch it again on Sunday. But
wait!
I was surprised they're all pretty much 1 hour episodes. I was just because after we did our recording Tuesday night, I was like, well, I'll go ahead and watch Ironheart. And then I clicked on it. I was like, oh, no, I'm not staying up that late.
I've heard
no. So I watched one episode that night, and then I watched the other two on Wednesday night.
I'm excited that Alden's back.
I thought he was funny.
Yeah, I'm excited to check out his role. Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Isn't he a Stone? Am I mistaken on that?
Is he a what?
Like his last name, isn't he like a Stone? Like, isn't like Obadiah Stone? Isn't his last name?
Stain.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No.
Son, yes.
Oh, that's right. I don't know what I was thinking.
But yeah. So yeah, we'll be discussing that.
Cool. Andrew, do you have anything shameless plug wise?
Not anything more than what Debbie said.
What about Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday.
Oh, that's right. Sunday on Came in Focus. I think my memory was wiped. I think I'm good. On
it only gets worse as you get older, right? You're still kind of young. That's
yeah, you're in bad shape, dude.
God,
wait till you get to be my age. Wow.
Yeah. Sunday on Came in Focus, we will be discussing Flight of the Navigator.
Such a great
need
movie.
to watch that, actually. Yeah.
I will watch that this weekend.
Yeah. That's going to be a lot of fun. Will be 8 p.m. I was going to say 8 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central.
On the Cam and Focus. That's on the Cam and Focus
channel.
Yes.
YouTube, Cam and Focus YouTube channel.
So, go check them out. Don't forget to go check out Spooky Jawa's pictures over on TikTok.
9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central for Spooky.
Yes. Don't forget to check us all out on all the social media platforms. We're on Twitch and Facebook, and
we're not on Twitch.
Oh, Andrew posts stuff on Twitch. Go see his stuff.
I do. Oh, I didn't even know.
Not Twitch. What? Threads. I'm thinking of Threads.
Okay. I was like, oh, apparently.
I'm sorry. We're not on Twitch. You're right.
I was like, man, I am so confused right now.
No, I'm confused because you see my mind. You see what happens? This is really what happens.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah.
And we don't post on Threads, I don't think.
No, I mean, I post on my personal. The Feast of Fandom is here and there.
Go check
my personal threads. If anyone ever has any fan questions, I usually post the day of or the day before if I think of asking. So,
and we're not on Twitter because it's just a hot mess over there.
No, I am, but not the network.
Not the pit. Not our.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter as well, but I'm never on Twitter. I have an account.
Yeah,
I'll say that I've got a Twitter account. Whether I use it or not is up for debate. Anyway,
well, I have a Twitter account, but I
David has like a what is it called? People that have like it's like not their name or something, so he can go on there and put all his thoughts, but it's no one knows it's him.
Have an anonymous.
Yeah.
So, anyway, all that being said, go look for Feast of Fandoms on all the social medias. Hit the like and subscribe on all of them.
Check out the After Dark; it's a lot of fun.
The OnlyFans, Feast of Fandoms OnlyFans.
Thank you, Stars Academy. I completely blanked on the word. Yeah,
that's too big a word for me. So
I know. I was like, yikes! I'll say it with a P.
Yeah, and thanks for Spooky and Star Wars Academy for joining us. It's always more fun when we have people.
It's a fun time. Yeah.
Especially when they can crack jokes with us and all that kind of fun stuff. Share their memories, their fond memories. But anyway,
and the memories
and knowledge.
Yeah.
Yes.
But don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell icon for notifications. We will see you all next week. We're going to be talking about Bombad Jedi next week.
Is that one episode or
one episode? Just one episode.
Right.
It's the Jar Jar episode.
Thank God.
So get ready. So we will be discussing Jar Jar as a Jedi. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you all next week right here on Cantina Happy Hour. May the Force be with you all.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Pocket sand. Yeah.